Good morning, everyone. So, today is the day that you are going to do the test 2 for this term. And in this test 2, there are a lot of things that you will um, need in order to complete those type of exercise. That is why this video is recorded for all of you as the tool to help you review some of those important lessons. So here what we are going to talk in this video today. First, I am going to show you the testing formats, are in the test, what you need to do and what type of exercise that will appear in those tests. And we will review some of the vocabulary that you need in order to do the test, and as well as the grammar point and some of the reading point. And last but not least, I will share with some of you my strategies of doing the writing test. So without any further ado, let's look at the testing format. As you already know, since the outbreak of the COVID-19, we have moved our traditional testing method, which is the paper-based test, to the Google Form, which is the free platform for educator in order to be able to give students the test. And in this Google form, we will use a variety of tests. We have the MCQ, which is multiple choice questions. You will see a question and you have 3 or 4 options for you to choose the answer. And in some grammar, in some grammar section, there will be some test item which ask all of you to rewrite the sentence again in the correct grammatical structure. So this one is the rewriting exercise. You will see the question and there will be space for all of you to write your answer there. Last but not least, there will be some short writings test item. For example, the last part of our test, which is the writing session, which you need to complete your answer in the writing form. However, you might ask, how about the listening? Okay, because the listening is a little bit long, we cannot put it into the Google form for you. So we decided to send you a paper-based test, and we will send the listening audio for you to listen with the limited amount of time. By doing so, you might have enough time to do the listenings and then continues to the Google Forms. Okay, so I hope you already familiar with the Google Form test because it has been like 3 or 4 times already. And every week, I also design your classwork and homework through the Google Form as well. So there might be no technical problem in using Google Form at all. Okay, however, everyone, in the progress test, there are a lot of vocabularies that you need to learn from the books. We have 3 books, which is the blueprints, the speaking tutor, as well as the writing brides. So all of those vocabulary will mix together within this test too. What you need to do is to look at some of these important vocabulary that will appear in the test. So by learning vocabulary, as I said, there are 3 criteria, right? The first one, you need to be able to pronounce the word correctly. Second, you need to be able to write the words and understand the definitions of the word correctly. Last but not least, you can also put the word that you learn into use. For example, put it into the writing. You can use the word in your conversations. So these are the vocabulary that will test all of you in the test 2. We have blind date, we have our delicacies, we have stir, nobleman, action movie, horror movie, fantasy, romantic movies, and there will be more. But To get some idea, make sure you are able to find the correct definitions for all these words. And make sure you have enough times to study all of this word before you take the test. So that's it for the vocabulary part. And in the grammar point, there are 4 important points that you need to master in order to do the test properly. So the first thing is to infinitive and then gerund. And we will look at the perfect tense with perfect simple and perfect continuous. So to do this exercise, you need some help, you need some tip, right? That is why in this video, I will share with all of you some useful tip in order to complete those exercise within this grammar points. So when we talk about to infinitive, how you use to infinitive correctly, the problem or the key point is about the verb. So make sure you know the verb properly. What verb that you can use with to infinitive and what verb you should use with gerund. So for example here, the verb want, need and pretends, all these verbs are used with to infinitive, and there will be a lot of more verbs that you can use with to infinitive. So you can find a lot of documents about this lesson on the internet. There will be a lot of word lists which tell you whether this verb can be used with to infinitive or it can be used with gerunds. Alright, the same as gerunds, here everything you should pay attention to the verb. For example, the word enjoy, the verb finish, the phrase good at. So all of these words we use with gerund, which is verb ing. To know all of this, double check, find another word list on the internet which will show you how to use those verbs. And for the present perfect simples, you need to know the usage of those tense. So there are 4 main usage of the present simple, and I think you can pause this video and scan through it in a quick moment. Alright, because all of these usage will help you decide to pick up the correct tenses, when to use present perfect simple and when to use present perfect continuous. And here are the usage of present perfect continuous. There are only 2 main usage. And for the last one, which is about the irritations or annoyance, it's quite simple. So for the grammar part, it's very easy. If you are able to understand to infinitive, you are able to understand gerunds, you are clear with the usage of present perfect simple and present perfect continuous, doing the test is very easy for all of you. Let's move on to the reading part. So the reading part is a little bit new, I think, because it requires some skill, and the skill is the critical thinking skill. What is critical thinking skill? Right. To answer this question, I would like to introduce the type of questions. So in any test, there are always 3 types of questions. We have the question which we call on the line questions, between the line questions, and beyond the line questions. So this is the type of question which is beyond the line questions that you need to use your critical thinking in order to answer this question. So on the line question, which means you can find the answer to the questions on the reading passage. And between the lines question, you need to read and understand the whole idea of the passage in order to answer the questions. And for beyond the line question, you need to gather information, you need to make sense of your choice, make sure it fit with the context properly. So you need to think in order to answer the question, not just by readings and choose the correct answer. You cannot do so without thinking. So there will be 5 short passage for you to read and exercise your critical thinking skill. Okay, in the writing part, which is the last part of your test, you will see, I remember 3 different topics, and in each topic, you need to write around 150 to 200 words only. It's quite a short writing exercise. But to do this exercise, it is important for you to do the brainstorm. You already learned the word brainstorm already, right? It's similar to the word outlinings or drafting, so all of those we call brainstorm. So to do the brainstorm, which means you organize your idea, you organize your writings into a proper structure. So in your writings, there will be this type of topics. For example, what technology can help improve your learning performance? Okay. By answering these questions, by doing the brainstorming, here are the example that I can find to give all of you. So to do the brainstorming, you need to think of the platforms that you use for your learning. For example, here Facebook and YouTube. So these are the technologies that help us improve our learning performance. But without any reason, your writing make no sense. So you need to give at least 3 reasons to support your choice. Whether you think Facebook is the technology that help you improve your learning performance, why? 3 reasons. Or you can say, oh, YouTube is the platform or the technology that can help me improve my learning performance. You need to give at least 3 reasons, and in each reason, make sure you provide example. So let's say here, I think Facebook can improve my learning performance. Why? Because it can connect me with my friends, whether I am not in the class, but I still know the lesson from my friends. My friend told me through Facebook. And then you need to give more example. For example, yesterday I missed the class about the geography, but the lesson is on my phone because my friend took a picture of the lesson and sent to me. So this is how you start your brainstorming with just a list of your reason and some supporting reasons. And then when you have this type of brainstorming with contain important information to help you writing, it's very easy for you to start writing. When you write, you just start with the introduction, a simple one, and then give reason and example. So 150 to 200 words, it's very easy for you, right? Okay, so that's it for the test. We have only 5 sections. We have the listening, vocabulary, grammar, readings, and writing. And I hope you can do it pretty easily because you are an advanced learner right now. So everyone, I hope you do a very good job with your quiz, and I wish all of you to have a high score. So now everyone, it's time to say goodbye and enjoy doing your test. Goodbye.